Welcome to another episode of Wait There's More, Get to Skinny with Sue and Kim. This podcast is all about real talk, real experiences, and the real journey behind weight loss, health, and learning how to actually keep it off. I'm Sue, and my co-host is Kim. And together we've spent years navigating the ups and downs, victories and challenges of weight loss, mindset, and lifestyle change. Around here, we believe weight loss is only part of the journey. Each week, we're diving into topics like long-term weight loss success, mindset shifts, gastric surgery journeys, fitness, nutrition, motivation, and everyday struggles that women face when trying to live healthier lives. We are not medical professionals. Everything we share on this podcast comes from our personal experiences, opinions, and the lessons we've learned along the way. Think of this podcast like sitting down with two friends who have been through it, figured some things out, and now are here to share the truth about what it really takes to transform your life and keep the weight off. So go grab your cup of coffee or even your protein shake and let's get real about health, weight loss, and everything in between. Because remember, wait, there's more.
Hey, Sue.
Hey, Kim. We're back.
Welcome back.
Yes.
What are we getting into today?
Together.
Oh, I know.
What was that?
I said, what are we getting into today?
Well, I thought we could share how much money we spend, women in general, spend on ourselves a year trying to keep weight off or lose weight. When I looked at the numbers, I was kind of astonished.
Yeah, I don't think a lot of people do that analysis and break it down.
No.
Yeah, so you just did this post a few days ago. So you have weight loss surgery, 17 to 26,000, depending on what your insurance covers.
Yeah, and so I feel like with that, that's like a one-time fee, but women do choose that option. A lot of times insurance will cover it, but there's always, a chance that they don't and you're paying out of pocket.
Yeah, and of course, the hot topic GLP-1, I think everybody's talking about that every day right now.
Yes.
So I think that's really open.
Yeah. If you break it down to do the shots every month and the weight loss medications, you're paying anywhere from $3,000 to $16,200, depending on your insurance, the dosage. Obviously, probably 75% of us women who are on GLP-1s are paying out of pocket.
Mm-hmm. Now, is that per year, 3 to 16 per year?
Yes.
Okay. And that's obviously a big variable. It's so new and, it's hard to get real stats on that, but I would agree with that number.
Yeah, because if you're paying out of pocket for a little dosage, and the medical, for a small dosage is what I researched was like $170 a month plus the doctor's fee or the questions, the website, all that. That's another additional fee, somewhere between $129 and $149 depending. But that one time, the small dosages to start, that gets increased up to over $200 depending on how high your dosage is every month. So that could cost like anywhere between $300 and $500 a month depending on which gimmick place you want to get the GLP-1s from.
Well, and I don't think GLPs are going away. I think they're getting a little more mainstream and they're streamlining their billing process. Yeah. And the big question is, are you staying on it? How long can you sustain that? I have a friend that went away last week to like a wellness retreat that she goes to every
Yeah.
year, and that was one of their big topics was GLP-1s and that they're not sustainable. It unless someone is making the commitment like you and I made with surgery to change your lifestyle after. So I found that kind of interesting that they're kind of parallel as far as what you have to do to make it stick. So what we've all learned post surgery is that it's a lot of work and it's a lifestyle change and it's diet, it's exercise, it's all those things. Same for your GLP um, patients. Either you stay on it and we don't know how healthy that is. There's just not enough research out there. Or, making that big change, which I think they're saying like 90% of the patients are not making the change. There's a very slim percentage of people that are doing, what they set out to do.
And
Gym
like with
membership.
anything, once you, gym membership, that's another one. And it depends on where you're going. And that's based on paying a $65 a month fee, which, Al and I pay $100 at one gym each. And then I pay, I think, $60 at another gym, because I do my personal training out of the other gym. So,
Gotcha.
it gets pretty pricey.
I think I derailed
And
your
then on
train of
top of
thought.
it, if you want to add personal training,
Yeah. So I guess kind of why we're bringing this up is what are you willing to pay? What did you feel you overpaid for? Like I can honestly say a lot of my gym memberships I didn't utilize to the fullest. Some of the online like V-Shred, P90X, like all of these, programs that you buy into. I did a wall Pilates app. Were any of those worth it? It got me to where I am now as far as making that decision to try the surgery. But oh, you have workout clothes on here too. Oh my gosh. Well, here's the thing
yes.
too. Remember our episode with the gym intimidation? So are
Yes.
you dressing for yourself? Are you dressing for everybody else in that gym? Obviously you need clothes to exercise in. That's all well and good, but how much are you investing in them to, have it be, unless you're sponsored. I don't know. Is Nike sponsoring you yet, Sue?
I wish.
I do see you in a few Nike t-shirts in your workout videos.
Yes.
But yeah, that can get really expensive. And I think, mindset comes into play again. You can save yourself a little money on those clothes if you're not worried about so much what you look like in the gym.
Yeah.
I definitely wear leggings to spin class because I don't want my thighs rubbing on the seat. I'm not going to wear short shorts because I'm afraid they're going to ride up and rub. So they're functional. The leggings that I've bought this year, I have justified it. But
because it does depend on what kind of exercise you're doing, because I don't want to run with, I can't run with short shorts.
Yeah.
First of all, I don't have sexy legs to run in short shorts, but I don't like it crawling up my legs while I'm running.
Yeah.
So I kind of stick to the capri workout pants,
Mm-hmm.
That's my style and I'm sticking to it.
That's right. No reason to change that now.
Exactly.
You also have home equipment in here. Okay.
Yeah.
How many people, raise your hands, have a stair climber or treadmill that you put your clothes on? It's your clothes hanger, not your home equipment.
Oh
my gosh.
That's funny. That is funny.
I don't know how many times we've been through elliptical stair climber, which I have right now, and treadmill and gym memberships. And gosh, the amount of money I've spent that really was not a good investment.
Yeah. Supplements, fat burners, powders, the appetite suppressants, not just like the GLP stuff or, the weight loss medication, but, there's those little, you go into the drugstore, Walmart, and on the shelf, they have the appetite suppressants and, the cheap stuff. And, how much do we spend on that stuff? Because people want a quick fix. And they're like,
Well,
oh,
and
I'm going to,
vitamins too, like supplements you're saying, but like how do you know if you're even going to get the result you're looking for? So I'm a
yeah,
little burnt out right now with all my supplements, and like I know they've got to be good for me. Turmeric, come on. But like,
yeah,
how can I prove to you, Sue, this turmeric is working great? I love it. Like,
yeah.
and I have recommended it to my gals, pals in my workout class, because it can't be bad. Turmeric and
Right,
ginger,
right.
Tony Hawk
Because
is
everybody
promoting it.
says yes, everybody says it's fabulous for you. And it's a weight loss, a great for weight loss. And, I, we are guilty here of loading up on supplements and fat burners and, the creatine,
Pre-workout.
the pre-workout, all that stuff. And we just decided about 2 months ago to finish up what we got and just to stop taking it all and stop using it all. I mean, the protein powders we still use because obviously it's still, we know it's healthy for you to get that extra protein in. But
Yeah.
all that other stuff we stopped because realistically, do we know if it made a difference or not? So we're trying to find out if
Yeah.
it made a difference after we got off of it all.
I don't blame you. I mean, I think a lot of our listeners would agree that you just get tired of spending the money and not seeing your return on investment.
Yeah.
I want proof. I want something, you know, I don't know. Not a quick fix. If you tell me I
Yeah.
will notice it in 3 months, I'm okay with that, or 6 months even.
Yeah. Yeah.
When I signed up for the surgery, if they told me they said you don't have a lot to lose, we can only base it off, like they're saying with the GLPs, like 20% of your weight, 10% of your weight, something, do the
Yeah.
math. Like
Yeah.
you don't have a lot to lose, but this and this and this is going to happen. You might have to wait 3 years, but this is where you're going to be. I think I would have accepted that,
Yeah.
so just give me some proof, not just, I don't know.
Yeah.
It's
I'm
kind of a
really
rough time
curious.
right now.
Yeah. Yeah. I'm really curious to see, we've only been off it. I've been probably off of it for about 3 weeks now because, we just kind of wean ourselves off when the canister's empty, we didn't replace it.
Mhm.
And so to me, I haven't noticed a difference. Like,
Yeah.
so creatine for me, because of the surgery, still, made me hyped up a little bit, more energy. But I feel like I'm hyped up with energy regardless because of the way I choose to, live my life now, embracing the aging and that eating, being healthy. And
Hmm.
so that gets me excited and hyped up naturally.
Which maybe you wouldn't have been as much 10 years ago, but now you're
Exactly.
noticing, the great strides you've made more recently. Yeah, I think that's fair. I mean, it- everybody's going to apply this differently, and we're just throwing it out there of like, how much have you spent? How much do you think you've gotten out of it? And where do you want to go from here? We're just talking about life because we're living it, and
Yeah.
we really have no solution in this topic. It's more of
Yeah.
a, hey, how did it happen for you, and what are you doing now,
Yeah.
kind of thing. Like, is
And
there a
just
way we
making you,
can?
yeah.
No,
And
what were you
just
saying?
making our audience think about for themselves, like, wow, how much have I actually spent
Yeah.
on this weight loss thing
Yeah.
over and over and over again? Because every time something doesn't work, we try something else.
Yeah, I guess it
You know,
depends on where you are in your journey too,
yeah,
like have you been trying things and just trying new things and kind of giving up on that quick fix? Where are you in your journey? And, are you to a point where you're ready to flip the switch? Or you've been there, done that, and you can kind of agree that you're where we are right now, just that we
yeah,
kind of know, and you're even still trying new things. Hey,
yeah,
let's stop spending money over here. It may not be working. Let's test it out. You
yeah,
could use that extra money for a personal trainer, or, just you've already been spending the money, maybe shift it over to a place where you might get more benefit.
yeah, yeah, I agree. Especially with the commercial diet programs, Weight Watchers. I still think Weight Watchers to me is probably the most simple and realistic way to follow a diet plan. But we've all done it. We've tried keto, paleo, uh, what's the other ones out there? Atkins, you know.
What was it? Wasn't
Um,
there like a Palm Springs diet or something, or the Santa
yes, where you
Barbara diet?
drank
I don't.
that. Yes, where you drank that the Santa was it Palm Springs? It was something the beach diet where you drank that awful like
Yeah, what was that
vegetable
called?
drink.
Cocoa
I,
Beach?
I
No.
want to say
What the
I
heck
want to
was
say it
it?
was the beach diet.
Something Beach, though. I think it was a name of a
Yes,
beach. Now it's leaving my brain. LA weight
yes,
loss. But yeah.
yes.
And I mean,
If
like food
somebody knows
tracking,
if somebody knows the name of that beach diet, comment below or
Malibu
comment on
Beach.
our something stupid.
Why am I not getting it? Yeah. Um, yeah, so just to reel it back in, because I get sidetracked so easily.
Yeah,
Um,
yeah,
yeah, I think we just wanted to kind of put that question out there of what do you think we spend? What have you actually spent? And are you needing some relief from that kind of the rocket money? Oh, you have 2 subscriptions. We'll cancel those for you. Maybe you just needed this little jolt in your daily routine to say, wait a second, I'm probably spending too much over here, and I need it over
yeah,
here.
yeah,
Just do a quick little reassessment because honestly, if your finances aren't perfect, your mindset's not going to be perfect and your weight loss is not going to be there, or whatever your goals are, but you're not going to be able to achieve them if you're unhappy in one area. And if it
yeah,
happens to be the amount of money you're spending, right
yeah,
now I'm comfortable with like my gym membership. um, I just increased it a little bit to add more days of the week because obviously it's going to, cost extra to go more. But I'm okay with it. Like I really do feel justified. And I mean, for me, I'm in a good place for that.
yeah. Yeah, so at the end of the day, women spend anywhere from $2,000 to $7,000 just on gym supplement programs, meal replacements, apps, trainers, and fitness products. With the GLP shots, that can take you up to 20,000 plus a year, and then with the surgery, it could be anywhere from 20 grand to 35 a year. And so you have to take a look. We didn't even talk about having cosmetic surgery
Oh
after
gosh.
gastric sleep or after gastric surgery. So
Don't even
that's
get
not
me
even
started on
included.
that.
Yes.
I
And a lot of insurances don't cover it. So that's out of pocket.
That's what bothers
So
me is,
yeah.
a
And
lot of it I feel should be covered for some women that just
yes.
really, really need it. And,
Yes.
maybe someone like me may not need it. I think I do. I would love to have it done. I don't think that's in the cards for me right now. I don't think that's a realistic goal for me, but I feel bad for the women that just are really suffering, um, and can't get their insurance to cover it. So that's a whole
Yeah.
healthcare fiasco that gets under my skin. So
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a lot of money.
Yeah, that's the price we pay after we have surgery. You know, we just I feel that we just need to reevaluate what we don't need as part of the, for tools as part of this journey. As you get older, you realize, oh, I never needed to have, maybe I like to work out at home all the time and I have this gym membership I never use. I go to the gym once a week or once a month. Like, get rid of it if you enjoy working out at home or you love working outdoors. Like, there are things that you could take that money and use it somewhere else. Reevaluate all the supplements you use, and do you actually feel better about yourself being on them? Like, do you feel like they're helping you in some way? For me, and everybody's different, I feel like, yeah, maybe I got hyped up for a minute or two, at the gym, for my workout, but I could get hyped up at the gym regardless of having that stuff in my system.
Yeah. That's cool. I think it's a good time to just reevaluate and make sure your investments are in in what needs to be there. I don't know what else to say about that.
Yeah. It's just that we spend thousands of dollars every year to lose weight. Just spend it wisely. I'd be interested to see if somebody, makes a comment, and talks about how much they spend themselves. I'd be interested to hear.
Yeah. And how you feel about what you've spent. Give us a little feedback on that as well.
Yeah. I feel what I've spent for me now has been worth it.
Yeah. Did you dive into your own? Did you figure out the dollar?
No, but I should have for this segment. I feel like the surgery was a success for me, and I worked really hard to use the tool that was given to me. Was it perfect? No. Did I struggle? Yes. And we still struggle. I still struggle. 17 years later, almost 17 years later. And, and then you learn the tricks of the trade as you go on,
Yeah.
And then you learn to cut out things, because at first you're like, oh, I'm going to get this, and I'm going to get this, and I'm going to do this. And you're really excited. And then before you know it, you don't realize, like, wow, I've spent a lot of money this year on weight loss, on keeping the weight off.
Yeah.
And there's, it's just real simple. Like, I feel like you can make it very simple and realistic and sustainable. Like, you don't need to get the shots, or you don't need to have the supplements. If you just spend 85 to 90% of your day being healthy. And making healthier choices. And that's including, your mindset, your self-care, like we always promote, making healthier choices when you're eating, and, making a healthy choice to get exercise in, some type of exercise.
Yeah. That's very thought-provoking, Sue.
I know. Think about it. 85 to 90% of your day is healthy.
Okay. That's a goal. That is not my current reality. Thanks a lot, Sue.
Yeah. But you know what? It's all right if the other 10%, as long as you feel like, gosh, 90% of this day was me being proactive, embracing living healthy. The other 10%, okay, well, maybe tomorrow it might be 100%.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, not every day is going to be 100.
No,
but I get what you're saying.
Not every day is going to be 100, but not every day is going to be 60. You're not going to, when you and I now are at the point where we're being realistic and simple and trying to at least we're more self-conscious about what we're eating, more so than we've ever been.
Yeah. That's fair. But we spun this into a whole other topic. I hope everybody listens to the end because this just got
Yes.
really, really interesting. I almost hung up on you
Oh
talking
gosh.
about putting that mirror up.
That's right. Let's get in front of that mirror tomorrow and just say 90% healthy today.
I'm going to go write 90% on my mirror with dry erase marker.
That's right. You should. It'll be
But I'll
so
be like,
helpful. It'll make
what is that for?
I know.
Why did I do that? Oh, Sue, you're funny.
Oh my gosh. All right. With that, I think if anybody's got any comments, please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends, comment, please. We want some comments. We're looking for some comments.
Yeah, I hope there's a couple ladies I've given our information to that I've met out and about. So I'm curious to know if they've logged on.
Yes.
Because I think this little community can grow if we just keep telling our friends and tuning in.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. All right. Well, with that being said, wait, there's more.
Thanks for listening, everyone.
Thanks for listening. Bye. Till next time.
Wraps up another episode of Wait, There's More. If you enjoyed today's conversation, make sure you subscribe, follow, and share this episode with someone who could use a little motivation on their health journey. And don't forget to connect with us on social media, where we share tips and encouragement from our own journeys. You can find us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube by just searching Wait There's More, Get Skinny with Sue and Kim. Remember, your transformation is about more than just the number on the scale, because wait, there's more. Thanks for listening, and we'll see you next time on Wait There's More, Get Skinny with Sue and Kim.